Que pasa, cabrón? I wasted a lot of time on the wrong things whenever I was trying to attract women for the first time when I was just a little kid and I started to have my first few crushes. I went through a lot of mistakes just because I looked on the internet and I was watching a lot of pickup artists and just trying to see what they do and like what they said like women are attracted to, and this couldn't be further from the truth. It just actually made me worse with women, as a matter of fact, and probably made me come across as much more of a creep and a weirdo, you know? But back then, that's like really all I had, and these pickup artist videos were basically the gospel to me. So I would literally recite them like line by line and try that with women to see if it would work. Specifically, I remember a couple years ago, God, this is embarrassing, but I remember a couple years ago, I took this girl out on a coffee date. Like I met her, I think on like some dating app or something like that. And I took her on a coffee date. It was the most awkward experience ever. She couldn't have been more uncomfortable. Like I was trying all these pickup artist tactics and literally reciting their jokes line by line. Like, are you from Tennessee? Cause you're the only 10 I see. And just doing cringy stuff like that, trying to make like stupid stuff like puns out of her name. And it was just very cringy, you know what I mean? And it was just ended up being this really awkward experience. She looked very uncomfortable, but at the time I was like, oh yeah, like she's gonna love me after this. Like this is going so well, like this is great. After the date, like I got home and stuff and I saw her text and I was like, in my head I was thinking, yeah, she's definitely gonna want me after this. She's probably already asking for the second date. As a matter of fact, it was like this big paragraph talking about how this was the weirdest experience of her life, the most uncomfortable experience of her life, how there was absolutely no chance of a second date, and how she thinks I have a lot of problems and stuff like that. And then she blocked me after that. And I couldn't have been caught more off guard. I was like, what in the world is going on? I was very embarrassed and I was like, what the hell, man? And that's when I realized that I needed to make a change and that this stuff wasn't actually gonna work, and that I actually needed to learn how to get good with women. And you know, I have turned that around. Like I've created this kind of aura for myself that it's like my current status with women is just pretty good. Like when I walk into a room or when I walk out in public, I know I'm gonna get looks. Like I know I'm looking good, and I've got high value men. Girls are gonna look my way, guys are gonna look my way, and kind of respect out of that. And girls are gonna look my way and be attracted to me. Like I've turned myself into a high value man that can get high value women that do things for you like this. Drew that. That's a picture of me on my board, drawn by a cool girl. I'm gonna teach you exactly how to go through the same transformation that I did in this video, because I've broken it down into 5 easy steps that you can take immediately following this video so you can implement this today. My name is Blake, and if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so we can help each other get better together. And also you can help me reach my goal of 100 subscribers for February. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, linked in the description below. So the first step, and this is gonna be one of the most overlooked things, especially in the kind of Looksmaxxing community, and that's gonna be your mental health. And when people nowadays talk about like aura and stuff like that, this is really what they're talking about. And this is because when a guy walks into a room, it's not just about like the way he looks, it's about the kind of confidence that he presents himself with. Because take it from a guy like me, for example, I'm about like 6'2", 6'3", and when I was very shy and insecure and I would walk into a room, nobody was looking my way because I kind of had that, you know, 5'1" kind of body language. Like I was a 5'1" kind of guy. Versus there are people I know that are like 5'5", they walk into a room and they got the confidence of like they're 6'7", and they're like filling out that aura, and like people can feel that presence, you know. This is where the real aura comes from. It's because your self-image determines how the world views you, your world image. Whatever you think about yourself, that's what other people are gonna naturally perceive about you. They're just gonna take it off face value. Like, oh, he thinks he's a like lower value man, then yep, he's a lower value man. Like, he's gonna have that body language, then yes, that's who he is. Versus if you're like a confident guy walking, chest out, chest proud, you have nice clothes on and stuff, like you're confident with yourself and you're sure of yourself and you're comfortable, safe in your own skin, that's when people are going to be like, wow, he's a high value man. Like he knows who he is. He respects himself. He takes care of himself, blah, blah, blah. So if you're watching this video and you just realize that you have bad mental health, then like think about like, when's the last time you went outside and touched some grass? When's the last time you just spent a little bit of time outside? When have you ever tried meditating? Like meditating is a big thing. Like you should go ahead and do that. Try journaling and stuff. Do these things and like create goals for yourself. So then you can like start fixing your mental health. Because if you're just sitting there playing Call of Duty and your cum stained sheets, all day, every day, then you're just going to feel terrible about yourself. You're not accomplishing anything. You have nothing to be proud about. So then you're naturally just going to have this terrible body language, this poor mental health. So go outside, be in nature, bro. The next thing that you need to do is Looksmaxx. This is going to be the complementary to fixing your mental health. That's going to create your aura, because like I said, when you walk into a room with confident body language and stuff, you know, the guy that walks in all confident, but he's wearing like just shitty clothes and just doesn't look like he doesn't go to the gym or anything like that, even though he's confident, he'll still get somewhere. He'll still get like pretty far, but he won't get that far because his look is just off. Because we're all human. The first thing that you see about somebody is going to be their look. So you're instantly, like I said, the body language, how confident they are, and how good they look is going to determine how you perceive them right off the bat. This is just human nature. So if you maximize yourself to the best possible version of yourself that you can be, then everybody's going to just think that you were like one of the most attractive people of all time. Like, you're going to be in the top 1% of men. Like I said, the guy that's not wearing like nice clothes, doesn't really go to the gym, but he's walking in with very confident body language. He's very confident and sure of himself. He's going to get pretty far, but he's not going to get as far as the guy that has the same kind of like mental health, the same kind of confidence, but he's also wearing like a tailored suit, for example. Like he's dressed sharp, like looks fucking good. He's not going to get as far as that guy, because that guy is just, not only is he like confident in everything, but he just looks phenomenal. Like, he looks like a high value man as well as acts like one. And if you don't want to change anything, like if you don't do any Looksmaxxing and the only thing that you were to do was work out and change your physique, that is going to drastically change your attraction just instantly. Because I just made a video about this explaining it a bit. Like, your physique determines a lot. Like, a good physique shows so much about you. Shows like, one, that you look good, two, that you're like disciplined enough to go through something that nobody else wants to go through. It's just going to make you look better in clothes. It's going to just change your life, and you're going to have better life quality as well, because you're going to have better health and stuff. It's just the best ROI that you can possibly have is changing your physique. So if you don't do any Looksmaxxing other than working out, then like, that's gonna like change your life drastically just in itself. Of course, I think that you should do other tactics for Looksmaxxing, all the other techniques and stuff, and like not just focus on your physique, but focus on Looksmaxxing as a whole, because that's just gonna make you like the most attractive that you can possibly be. But it's really up to you. Like, your physique is gonna have the best ROI, but I think you should do Looksmaxxing as a whole. Now, if you don't want to scour the internet trying out different techniques that may or may not work and may take months, even years to figure out what actually works for you and what actually is going to help you, then you can go ahead and check out my Looksmaxxing course linked in the description below. I threw in some bonus courses in there, as well as a free bonus aesthetic body program as well. Like I said, the physique is important. So if you want to read about it, no pressure, but you can with the link in the description below. The next thing that women are actually going to be attracted to in men is going to be your ambition / like your discipline. And this is going to be a very important thing, because if you're ambitious, it shows that you're going somewhere. And if you're like disciplined on top of that, because you can be ambitious like and just say like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire one day, I'm going to drive a McLaren. But if you're not doing work behind that and have that discipline to or show that you have discipline to actually put in the work to eventually get there, then it's basically pointless. But if you can do both, it's going to be a very attractive quality, because it shows that you're going somewhere. It shows that you're not just going to be some sort of couch potato that's just like you guys are going to get married, everything's going to be great at first, but then a couple years down the line, you guys aren't even like, you guys resent each other. You're just sitting on the couch eating potato chips, watching TV and movies all day, and she wonders why she even ended up with you in the first place. But it's a chapter in the 48 Laws of Power that's like, I think it's called like Ask for the Moon and You Shall Receive It, or that like it says it somewhere in that chapter. But that's a perfect example of how ambition works, especially with the discipline. Like, if you put in the work, eventually you are going to win. Eventually you are going to get that success that you wanted. Like, for example, like last month my goal was 50 subscribers, and I put in the work. I made videos and I tried to make the content better. I tried to improve it. It's not perfect yet, but it was better than it was when I started, and I was able to hit that goal. Like, people appreciated that, and that like I'm gonna keep doing that. But that's like an example of the ambition. Like, if you don't have high goals for yourself, then you need to step it up. If your only ambition is, oh yeah, I want to get this part-time job, and I want to play Call of Duty when I get home, and I want to get to level 47 and unlock diamond skins for my guns, then you probably need to question yourself and reevaluate where your ambition actually lies, where your goals actually lies. Raise it as high as they can possibly be. Like, I don't care how delusional it sounds. The only people that ever made it to the top are the people that were delusional enough to believe that they can make it and to set those goals for themselves. Nobody accidentally got to the top thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be like Kobe didn't actually accidentally become the best basketball player by, oh, maybe I'll just like put up a few shots and maybe it can be like a bench warmer. He envisioned himself as the fucking man, and that's what you need to do too. You need to like set like whatever it is you want to do with your life. Imagine yourself as being the best top guy, the top dog, the top 1% guy that's doing that sort of thing. My favorite example of this is like Conor McGregor was a good example when he was like in his prime fighting, and he had a really good quote on it.
I mean, if you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
Basically, just be as ambitious as you can possibly be and have the discipline and the work ethic to show that you are capable of putting in the work to get there. The next thing that you're going to want to do is be present with women. You know, you probably heard women saying stuff like, or you've seen them like, oh, this guy actually listens to me. And like, I really like him because he actually like listens to our conversation. Like he listens to what I have to say. Or maybe you've heard the opposite, like, oh, he never listens, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you've been the guy that she says that to, like, oh, you never listen to me, blah, blah, blah. You don't care about me, blah, 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 blah. And this is because you lack presence. Most of us are just NPCs, just going through daily life, not really thinking about other people, just kind of stuck in our own world, our own narcissism, and just basically just like a robot, like I said, like an NPC, just like a complete zombie, not really interacting with other people. And when we do, we're not really present with them. We're not really listening to what they have to say. We're just waiting for our turn to speak. So if you can fix your presence, not only is this going to fix your relationship with women, but it's going to fix your relationship with all sorts of people, like your friendships, your family, and everything. It's just being more present in the conversation, actually listening to what they have to say, again, rather than they're just waiting for your turn to speak. And this is going to be really effective with women because it shows that you actually like care about people and you actually listen, like they have value, like whatever they said to you had some sort of value that stuck with you. And like I said, we're all a little bit narcissistic, so that's going to like be a really attractive quality because it shows that they can provide some value to the world. So you're kind of itching, or you're scratching that itch for them of like their little narcissistic tendencies. So if you can call back to something they said in a conversation from a couple days ago and stuff, or you just seem like really attentive during your conversation with them, that's going to show that you like that they are important to you and that they have value to your life, and that they're going to really like that. They're going to like that from you. Like I said, this goes with more than just women. This goes with everybody. So if you're not very present, if you can't like just sit there and at least read like a one page of a book without getting distracted, because I used to be like that, then you need to fix it, you know. And meditation is going to be one of the biggest things that you can do. Like I used to not understand it, but it's basically, meditation is like you sit there for however long you need to do, and you just try to focus on the present moment. And once you realize your mind is wandering, that's when you snap back to the present moment. And that is the act of meditating, because it's kind of like a rep in the gym. Once you realize that you've lost focus, that's when you do the rep and come back to the present moment. That's how you get better at it. So you're supposed to lose your train of thought. You're supposed to get distracted, but that's when you come back to the present moment. That's how you meditate properly. The fifth and final thing that you need to do that women are just going to be naturally attracted to is to spike her emotions. Take her through a full range of emotions. So like I said, most of us are like NPCs. We all go through the same kind of life experiences. We all experience the same things, the same kind of conversations, and the same kind of people. And this is especially true with the same kind of people, same kind of conversations. That's what women experience all day, every day, especially with the rise of social media. It's made all of us way less creative and way less, romantic or witty or charismatic, I guess you could say. Something like that, in terms of how we interact with people, and especially with women. And this is because guys will have the same exact conversation with women every single day. Like girls have like hundreds and hundreds of DMs of guys saying the same thing, like, oh, you're so beautiful, or like and she'll ask, oh, how are you? Good, how are you? She asked me a question, that means she likes me. And then you'll just have the same boring conversation with her that she has with every single guy, and then you'll just be in a list of guys that just get left on red or delivered because you just ended up being that boring NPC that she doesn't even want to be around. We are emotional creatures. Like, humans by nature are just very emotional. If you think you're not, like, oh, I'm masculine, blah, 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 you're still human, so you're still emotional as well. And the thing is, like, we want to be taken through those full range of emotions. We don't want to just experience one. Like, a lot of guys go wrong by trying to make the girl just happy all the time, but this isn't necessarily a good thing, because one, every single guy is doing that, but two, if you just were happy all the time and you had never had any time to feel any other emotion, you wouldn't really feel happy. You wouldn't feel as happy because it's the novelty of it's worn off. Like bad times make the good times that much better. And this is really true with women. Like, women want to be taken through those full range of emotions. Like, you can do this through a bunch of different ways. Like sometimes you're just not going to answer her as fast. Maybe you'll disappear for a couple hours, maybe a day or two or something like that. And she'll just be wondering why, like, oh, like, maybe she'll get a little jealous, like, oh, maybe he's with another girl, or like, well, I wonder if he's okay, did something happen, blah, blah, blah. She needs to be able to fantasize and like think you're out saving the world or something. While she's going through those emotions, she's going to fantasize about you. And this is not an excuse to be a dickhead. Like I said, like, you can make her jealous and stuff, like, oh, I wonder if he's with other girls. But if you're with somebody, you're talking with a girl and you're like flirting with other girls, that's basically cheating. Don't do that. Like that's such a dickhead thing. Like, cheating is a low of the low, you know what I mean? So don't do that, but make her go through those emotions. Like, if she knows that you're a high value man, that you can go out and girls will be attracted to you, that's going to make her a little bit jealous, and that's going to make for a little bit of a healthier relationship because she's going through those emotions. And it doesn't have to be like jealousy or like happy all the time. It can be other things. Like, she's not always just supposed to be happy around you. Like, you're just going, like, it's just naturally just going to go through everything. Like, men's emotions are just kind of like the primary colors, like just have happy, angry, sad, etc. Women's are just like the primary colors, and then all the different shades and stuff, like a million different shades. So there's angry, there's upset, there's annoyed, and blah, blah, blah. There's all these different kinds of emotions that you can be. And obviously you don't really want to be like the more negative ones most of the time, but like I said, it can be effective to like make her jealous sometimes, or make her confused sometimes. Stir up the emotions and mix it up a little bit, rather than just being like every single other guy and just trying to make her happy all the time. But that's all I wanted to go through in this video.
Remember, be better than you were yesterday.